telling you a story. If I've done it right, it will open your eyes and heart to the magical world of the virtual galaxy where the real-life lessons are experienced in a way that is not possible in the real world. There was once a girl called Anna, and she lived in a dark world. The world seemed to be so bright and warm, but she can only feel the coldness and darkness of the world. Her parents and family members turned away from her, and her peers shunned her. She has also tried to reach out to the world, but the more she reached out to the world, the harder the door shut on her. So then he turned to the virtual world. Throughout the computer screen, this game, Sky, the Children of Light, began to unfold. This game is an open social adventure game that you have the needs to save the ancestors and collect candles in order to exchange clothes with them. And throughout the journey, you will find that a lot of players will be becoming with them. And also, after that, the colorful scenery engulfed Anna a lot. And so the little characters played with them. Played with her, yes, and she found the kindness of this world after a period of time, and the keyboard became her mouth that the words flowed through effortlessly, unlike the real world where she struggled to let her expressions out. And also after that, she found the confidence to communicate with the other players online. So this newfound confidence became spread into the reality, and her parents were the first to notice that. She became outgoing and excelling in sports and even making friends. She has found herself during this period of time. According to the story I just said, we can see that games are not always bad for your lives, and sometimes they can save someone's life. And there are a lot of games that are especially made for the mental health patients. Like, for example, Florence, Actual Sunlight, and Hidden Fox. These games help the patients to find their own way to fight with their disease, and also the other people that doesn't have this disease can experience and understand the feeling of these patients. I'm going to introduce a bit about some of these games, and the first one that I just said is Florence. This game is a beautiful story that centers around a character who feels stuck, a feeling that most of us would have during a time or another. But this main character's life changes after she met a cello player who named Krish. This boy helped her to see the world through an entirely new lens, and also the way she sees herself. And another game I'm going to introduce is Hidden Fox. This game helps you to focus the mind and hone in on one particular task. From these two games, we can see that there are a lot of ways that you can relieve stress. And these two games use two ways, which is to let you stop thinking and focus on some specific thing. And the other one is to change the way of seeing the world. But do remember that when I mean we use games to relieve stress, it doesn't mean to let you play the game for all day long. We need to control ourselves on the time we play on the game. And if we play for too long time, the stress of our mental will only increase instead of decreasing it. Sometimes our lives are so scattered and busy that we tend to daydream for such a long time. And so this is where the mainly mental stress comes from. Are games a way to escape the reality? In my opinion, when we put ourselves into something, we kind of put ourselves in our own little worlds so that we can live in our own little comfort zone. For example, when some people like to work all day, there are two main reasons. For the first one is that they do really like their work, and so they want to work on this job for the whole time. And the second reason is that they don't want to face something in their lives. So they are more willing to work instead of facing these problems. But when we are work or doing activities like drawing and sports, we need time and effort for us to reach a level, for us to have a sense of achievement. But for games, less time and effort is needed for us to reach this level. So this try to control yourself when playing the game. Is escaping the reality bad? Well, here's a comment online saying, if you want to escape the reality, it means that you're bored with your life and you just find incredible possibilities in these obsessions like games, fiction, and music. And these obsessions have something in common, which is creativity. So you're bored with your life just because you don't think that your life is as imaginative as you think. But and these obsessions are likely to be an unhealthy ones since it affect your social interactions and the schoolwork you have at school. So I simply agree with this comment, but sometimes for me, I think it's reasonable for us to escape the reality for some period of time since it can let us relax and consume the energy for us to keep up with our life later on. So it's very reasonable for us to just escape and do the things we like for some time. But just do remember that when we need to push ourselves, when we relax, we need to just for a short period of time. And so just you need to learn to pull yourselves out when you need to work and start it with your lives. How can we pull ourselves out? You just need to develop the interest in your life. For example, when you start talking with people, try to talk with them about what you like. And for example, you like music, just tell them about what music you like or what stories you like. And also when you study, just try to ask yourself first, why do I learn this? And also read the first title of the passage so that it might inspire you. In this way, you'll also find that there are so many possibilities in your real reality and your real life too. And to conclude is that gamings are a reasonable way for us to relax, but we just don't want to put ourselves in the games for that much of time so that we might sink ourselves in it. So if we put ourselves for too much time in the game, there will only be disadvantages left. And that's pretty much for the talk, and I wish everyone to be optimistic in their lives. Thank you.